If I had to make an assumption about the soul, I would assume souls have no gender. Gender is a product of the human body, so up until our souls are randomly placed in male or female vehicles, the issue of gender is non-existent. So though some of us may think that this topic has been beaten to death, the fact that we have a tougher time in this vehicle that we're in, let me try to state some dry observations here for us to reflect upon. It looks like the cutest, most fun vehicle at first. Not a care in the world. Then these three issues come in. The first and most impactful and complicated is our role in procreation. Once that comes in, females are categorized on a scary and largely disconnected scale that ranges from the ideal of motherhood to the unpleasant concept of, well, excuse me, but the whore. Even scarier are the variables that determine our place in this inherited and arbitrary scale. Historically, when women attempted to be open about their sexuality, practices as crazy as female genital mutilation were born. This sexual openness is often determined by attitude. You have to strike the perfect balance between serious but pleasant. And dress, well, there's been a great debate about how you're supposed to dress, with women themselves being confused about whether keeping their clothes off or on meant freedom. Once we get through that mess and choose a partner, most men prefer that we get it right the first time. So if you thought you could make the wrong choice in marriage like any other of the things that you can make wrong choices about in life, think again, because most cultures look down on that kind of mistake. And as a result, the value of the virgin bride became above all else. But even in Western cultures, if a woman has tried as many partners as a man, she's judged very harshly. So what is it about our role in procreation that makes women at times looked down upon or even feared? Believe it or not, it's the mechanics of it. Look at the curse words in modern society and in the past. With the F word in particular, the insult falls upon the receiving party. How are we supposed to be at peace with that element? Is it love or is it an insult? That crazy spectrum that they can't seem to figure out. And let's not forget the result of procreation. Once women take the time to care for society's little ones, they lose their independent source of income, rendering them a dependent. Then we face the never-ending identity crisis. Are we loving mothers or housebound beings that are boring and burdens? So what if we decide or need to go back? Our load doubles, triples, or quadruples, and it's very hard to reconnect to opportunities. If we are allowed back, we face insane challenges. There's one last unsolvable and puzzling piece to our puzzle. The fact that we are physically less strong seems to mess with men's heads, and maybe even women's heads. Weaker puts us in danger. Men think we may not be capable and try to step in, and when they do, we lose confidence. But an even worse side effect of this line of thought is the assumption that maybe we're less intelligent as well. And once you're losing the intelligence argument, you lose the respect argument. And once you lose respect, life becomes very difficult. How about we start with our sons before our daughters? Let's make their earlier experiences our road to a more understanding environment and a leveled field. Let's put more thought and planning into what we're teaching them. Let's pay attention to what we write in our songs and the stories we tell them. Let's make sure we're sticking to this plan amongst ourselves.